And I shall be today demonstrating, or at least give you certain idea about the Bhuj railway station that we are doing. She mentioned, we are doing couple of railway station, but Bhuj is something very interesting because we are doing something which has not been done in railway station. We are taking Bhuj being zone 5, seismic zone 5, and as we know that railway station requires a large span where the transit area are. So where the passenger areas are, we railway always appreciate if we have a large span structure. Large span is possible only in the steel, and that is what we have tried to do that in the Bhuj railway station. So my team, basically Utsav Usha is here, is my structure consultant for this particular railway station, and Artec Engineering are for my MEP counterpart. What is the vision of railway station? As the speaker, I think Prakash sir, rightly said, our emphasis is on making Indian railways modern as well as the environmental friendly. Now it is our responsibility to connect the rail with a better identity and the modern future. Modernization of so many stations will create a new atmosphere for development in the country. These Amrit railway station will be symbol of taking pride in one's heritage and instill pride in every citizen. We can easily have trains running below and commercial properties above. These are the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And as an architect and as a technical consultant who are serving in a capacity of an architect, we go by all this vision and we try to portray that in whatever outcome that comes about. So I was fortunate enough to be a part of, as a project architect and design director for this wonderful project. It's one of the first EPC railway station project constructed in India, where 318 rooms 5-star hotel was constructed right on top of a railway station, which is a Gandhinagar capital station. We can see the view. So these are the quick guiding principles that of all the railway stations that are coming up in India. Like it has to be an iconic, it has to be there has to be segregation of the arrival and the departure, just like what we have at the airports. There has to be a multi-modal transit hub. There has to be integration with the second entry side, because station often span from the east or west, where north and south are the running lines. So, and 100% Divyang friendly and as much energy efficient as possible. Talking about the Bhuj railway station, this is the current scenario of Bhuj. Bhuj is a very important destination for the tourists. Every December there is a Ranotsav that continues from December, goes from Diwali in fact, and goes up to the January. And White Run, which is a very famous destination, it has been highly promoted by Gujarat tourism, as well as the a very must visit site for everyone. So we see a lot of traffic of the tourist national, which are of the international as well. And Bhuj is the destination from where usually you take up another, or by road you go to the White Run. So therefore the railway station of Bhuj is very important in that regards. As of now, the current footfall is about 3,000 passengers at an average every day, and it has been projected that it will have 12 to 15,000 in upcoming 40 years. Tender has been already awarded, and the work on the site has been started with a timeline of 24 months. It is about 180 crore project. So this is just to give a quick idea about what is there in terms of the infrastructure on the site. We have a small railway station building with some parcel facility, and that's it. That's about it. And other are railway offices. There are 2 number of platforms. As we can see, there are 2 FOBs, and there are staff quarters. So there are on a passenger amenities or passenger facilities side, it's a very less, extremely less compared to the importance of this station as a tourist destination. That's our current scenario. What we can see, we don't see Bhuj is in Kutch, and obviously it is prone to a high kind of a varied climatic condition, harsh sunlight, etc. But we don't see a roof cover on the platform. So these are the basic thing. We can see people who are sleeping on the railway. This is a often scenario on most of the railway station. So what we are proposing, as I told you, these are the few of the building that we have on site. These are the railway boundaries marked in the red, and we are going to demolish the existing building in a phase-wise manner, and we are going to recreate a new buildings with a second entry building on the other side. So what we see over here is the second entry building on the rear side, and at the front entry we can see, and that's an air concourse or a roof plaza over the railway tracks. So this will be essentially housing all the facilities that are related with the passengers. There are also, all the offices building have shifted towards both the side of the railway station. So railway offices or the railway officers will be sitting onto the other two side buildings, and the center building will be having all the facilities that are related to the passenger, such as the retiring room, such as the rest house, etc., which is most important for this type of a destination. These are the circulating areas in a Bhuj. It is very difficult to have a proper kind of a lush green landscaping. However, we have tried to recreate, create spaces where we can have a local species and we can create some sort of a greenery over there on the site. This is a close-up view of the ground floor, where we can see the center building or the central part is where the passenger are going to come. So this entire building is a steel construction that we are going to take up. All these buildings which are having the smaller kind of a grid of about 4 meter or a 3 meter will be in RCC. However, the major chunk is going to be in a steel construction. This is the first floor plan, where we can see on the sides we have rooms like a hotel, retiring room, etc. that are coming up. This is the roof plaza or the concourse that is above the railway tracks and the railway platform, which is completely in a steel. This will be housing all the passenger amenities such as food court, various type of waiting rooms, baby feeding room, toilet blocks, etc., and some commercial activities. That's the third floor, where this becomes a terrace, and the other side buildings will have more rooms. This was a solution for the functional part. So we are satisfying the functional requirement which are staged at this given by the railways, which are evolved by us, that this is what is required minimum. However, there is a responsibility of an architect to also oversee what is the facade going to come up. So railway stations are often a gateway to the city. So railway station becomes a landmark of that particular city, and hence the identity of that particular city. So whatever local culture, local theme or local flavors should translate into the facade of this such a landmark building, which is only one in the railway station. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. So to develop that, what are my inspiration? So what we, like I talked initially about the facade being a part of that particular place. So Bhuj or Kutch, as we all know, is famous for Bandhani. It's famous for this type of a mud architecture, what we see in a Bhunga kind of a structure in Kutch. So over there we see a lot of abla work or a tikri work, what we see are small mirrors. So these are some of the, I tried to take that and translate that we will see in the next slide. There is also Aina Mahal, places of mirror in Bhuj, which has been overlooked, or it has not been that much popularized among the local, among the people who are visiting over there, but it's a must visit site. And obviously White Run, which everyone knows, it's a very close vicinity to the Bhuj, about 80 kilometers, and the most visited place for the tourist. So these are some inferences or some ideas that I picked upon and developed the facade. Now to create an interesting facade, we ran some codes. And these codes, that's where software helps us. If we are doing something, then we should make it use of such software to its fullest. And we try to generate a codes to create an interesting patterns over here. It's not moving. Yeah. So this is the final outcome that we see. So what I talked about in my initial slides was about the tikri mirror work, the Bandhani art, or the White Run. So all that we try to translate over here onto the facade as well as onto the roof. Like I said, extreme weather in Kutch, so we have provided a through roof which is spanning almost 300 meters along the track with a air concourse that is a 72 meters. So total 372 meters is covered on the platform. That's the frontal view, aerial view rather. That's the other side. So there is a segregation of the departure and the arrival. So departure being on the left and arrival being on the right. There is a separate entry and exit. There is a second entry building we see on the other side. This is a view from the second entry building. So the people who are staying, because Bhuj is evolving, so people who are staying at the second entry side, they will get an advantage. Both the buildings are connected with a central FOB, which is 10 meters wide. It is connecting both the front and the rear end of the station. That's the through roof that I was talking about, with a skylight in form of a diamond shape, what we see in mirrors. That's the view, eye level view when you enter to the railway station. That's the close-up view with the security, with a pedestrian plaza gate. That's the canopy that for the drop-off with the proper signages and etc. That's the entry for only departure passengers which are going, and we can see the facade. It's not just a glass building, it is modern as well as it try to connect with the local architecture as well in a very modern and contemporary way. And you can see that it's not a same kind of a boring one shape that we fix 1 meter by 1 meter and it's trying to repeat by itself. However, we are trying to create that kind of a dune in terms of by varying the sizes of those squares or those diamonds. That's from the landscape plaza. There are certain sit-outs with tensile canopies or some structures, shaded structure. That's the arrival area. So there are separate wings on the either side where the arriving passenger through FOB will be coming. That's a kind of a view. That's an exit view. And that's the front facade in its totality. That's a closer view. So you can see that by giving a little bit of a landscaping even, that will enhance the overall atmosphere or overall sense of an experience into the railway station. So this is it's a blend of a hardscape as well as a softscape, or like a grass or plants as well as some pedestrian movement that we see. And that's the through roof on the platform. Just to give about the what footprint that we are going to use. So it's about 30,000 square meter of an area, built up area that we are going to use, divided among the various buildings on the railway station. This is how we are going to construct. Like I mentioned earlier in my that there are two number of platforms and one goods platform, as we can see over here. Then we have an existing station building, the small scale existing building with a few shading devices on the platform, each platform. Two number of FOBs that we have. So we'll start with a temporary booking office, since we are going to dismantle the central building which houses the booking area and some passenger amenities. We are going to first create, जिसका काम अभी खत्म हो गया side पे. So we are going to create the temporary office building where the passenger will be coming. At the same time, as a part of a phase 1, we are going to dismantle the FOB, one FOB, and create the two FOBs, new FOBs, wider FOBs with escalator lifts, etc. Then we are going to start with the other area which is in RCC, that is a ORH, officer rest house, retiring room, etc. building. And then we are going to dismantle the existing building, which is a steel construction that is going to come up, that is a proposed new station building. The columns that will be erected on the site. Then the through air concourse that will be coming above the railway tracks. Then through roof columns, this all can be a parallel construction. Then the external development with the gates and the landscape, the canopies and the through roof sheeting and the landscaping part, and the facade obviously will be continuing along with everyone. And that's the final view. So air concourse being the primary part of it, 72 meter by 45 meters, that is the size. The building has been divided in among the various nomenclature. So what we see B1A is going to be entirely in a steel construction, and FOB1 and FOB2, that is B5 and B6. Rest of the building are in normal RCC. These are the couple of diagrams, steel structure diagrams that we see. This is for the ground floor. As we can see that for the railway station, it is important that we have a larger span, and we have a limitation of the zone 5 being Bhuj. So that's why this was a conscious decision to go with this type with a steel building for the railway station. This is the air concourse area. There's a central FOB connecting both the ends. And these are the analytical model. Utsav Bhai will be able to explain more in detail, because he is the main designer. These are the foot over bridge, the analytical model for that. And that's a through roof, what we see. So over here also we have continued with the 10 meter grid. So total 15 number of columns only that will be coming on the platforms, and it's a end-to-end platform. There is no middle support or anything that is going to come. That's the profile of it's a pretty interesting profile with an interesting kind of a fork, kind of the column that is going to come up. And these are the analytical model for the same, for the canopies as well as the through roof. And that's a total steel consumption that we are looking for under various heads we have put down over here. And that's a small walkthrough. Quickly, if you can just play from there. It's just, yes. So it's about 5 minutes time left, so it will be perfect. Is there a sound music? It's okay, I can then narrate. So basically Ranotsav that I was talking about. So these are some of the videos why Kutch is famous. And to reach Kutch, right now Bhuj is the destination where you have to reach by the train. That's the White Run, and it's a pretty awesome sight, especially during the full moon. You know, if you go and it's a crystal over there, you know, you'll see it. So it's a must visit for everyone. These are the Bhunga structure that I was talking about, where we see that abla work or a mirror, tikri mirror kind of a work on the walls. It's a very beautiful, you know, they decorated it very nicely. And the same kind of a theme, we are going to take it further in the interiors as well. So in the interiors also, you will try to see that this type of local workers will be also employed by the contractor, by the people, so that they also get kind of you know, they also feel pride that, you know, in this railway station they have work. And we have artisans locally available over there. We can give us a tremendous facility. So yeah, this is a blend of existing TV support. So that's the main road. We are trying to create some alcoves for the bus. So city bus service can come up to one point, and but in such a way that you know, it will stay outside. And from over there is a pedestrian pathway which will take the passenger or you know, the users to within the station building. So it's a kind of a multi-modal integration we try to create. However, buses are not coming inside because we have a limitation of the space. The through roof looks very beautiful, especially, you know, with the facade lighting that we are going to propose. It is going to come up really nice. And that's a eye level walkthrough. So we see that that's the first part, the drop off area, where a passenger will be getting out. It's just like an airport, you know, in a simple terms. We go to the airport, we get down, and then there is some pedestrians sit out over there. We sit, chill, and then we go inside the railway station. So at the same time, you know, we see people, why people are, you know, misusing the interior spaces is because they don't find a pleasing spaces within the building. So it is better that, you know, we give some kind of infrastructure, some kind of a landscaping outside the building with a proper shading and everything. So people will also prefer to sit outside, especially during the evening times or early morning times. So they can wait outside. As I was talking about the interiors, these are the entry building. That's the cafeteria, and the ceiling itself, though we don't have a desert like you know, what we have in Jaisalmer and etc., but we try to create that in terms of the ceiling, just to give that feeling of you know, this region. So a lot of commercial activities, and you know, that will be coming up. The columns will have those type of local artisan work, you know, that will come and decorate the columns. So you get a complete experience, because the tourist or a person who comes through train onto the railway station, that's where his experience about the city starts. So he or she comes to the station, they should get a feeling that I am in the Kutch, I am not in Ahmedabad, I am not in Pune, I am in Kutch. So this station cannot be in Pune or in Mumbai. This will be a station which is meant only for Bhuj. So that's the entire idea of using it. We are not talking about that, you know, we go back to the kind of arches and all that. However, we try to translate the old tradition or a old local flavor into a contemporary way. That is the entire intent over here. And exit gate with a proper signages. And what we see over here is the entire landscape and the bus base that I was talking about with a proper multi-modal integration. And that's the facade lighting. So it's going to lit up in a proper way. It's going to be a 5-star rated, platinum rated building, green building, with all the, you know, LED lighting and the fixtures that is going to come up. And it's going to be a fantastic down the line 24 months. We are going to see that. So it's just that, you know, we, you know, the fantastic team that, you know, we have come up with, like Utsoba is there. So it's a proper kind of a use of a technology or a steel building in a railway station that we try to do. and the integration with the second entry. So this will also boost up more kind of a passenger coming from the other side. And that's the overall view. You can get a feeling of a kind of marvelous.